Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like and subscribe so you can see more of the Fly Route podcast. At 26 and 27, we got Bam and Zach LaVine tied up here. And I think Zach LaVine has been massively disrespected. And from the pre-show talk, we know who the culprit is. So please explain to people why you think Zach LaVine is like barely a top 40 player in the NBA.
To me, I think Zach LaVine is maybe a little bit underrated. Like, I don't even know if he's going to be the best player on his team with the Bulls. I think Vucevic should be the best team. If the Bulls want ultimate success, I think Vucevic should be the best team. Should be the best player for that team. I even think DeMar DeRozan might be better than Zach LaVine. Like, it's close. Bro, look. Zach LaVine has not done it long enough for me to say like Zach LaVine has not been great long enough. Like, he made his first All-Star game. Welcome to the club.
The snub is over because he ain't gonna lie, he be getting snubbed. The snub is over for my boy. That's all I'm gonna say. Is he flat out better than Gilgeous-Alexander? I don't think so.
Yes, he's been putting up Bradley Beal numbers with less attention. He's probably been putting up Bradley Beal numbers on better efficiency.
What did he average last year? 25? He averaged 25 last year, right?
27 and a half.
Okay.
Yeah. Open.
And he had COVID. And he missed a part of the season due to COVID.
On 50% too.
On 50%. Hold on. Sam, say that shit again.
50%, 27 points at 50% clip with 5 rebounds and 5 assists.
I had him at 22 on
my list.
I have to add in that he is a legitimately horrible defender, but I had him at 22.
So is Bradley Beal.
Defender. He's legitimately horrible defensively.
So is Bradley Beal.
You know who else puts up numbers like that? If they play in his position, if they're the best player on their team, CJ McCollum does that. If Shai Gilgeous-Alexander was not injured last year, he does that same thing. Like,
listen, I had on the same efficiency clip. That's the thing about Zach LaVine. It's so efficient.
He was hurt. Like, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander was hurt majority of last year. I think if CJ McCollum is the best player on a team, which Zach LaVine last year was, I think he puts maybe he does 25 or 26 instead of 27 and a half. But CJ McCollum is the best player on the team, does essentially almost the same thing. Like, I think Zach LaVine, there's a lot of guys who, if you put them in his position that I have ahead of him, essentially they do the same thing. That's just my opinion. But because
can they do it as efficiently?
I think so.
That's the question. We saw Paul George get those numbers, but the efficiency was terrible in the playoffs. Like, we know they can ball, but can they do it at the 50% clip? That's the thing that makes him special.
Paul George efficiency fell in the playoffs. Like, Zach LaVine he hasn't had that playoffs where we're like, okay, he could take, because we see guys who play great in the regular season fall in the playoffs, and Zach LaVine hasn't even had that opportunity. Like, and I know, like, he wasn't last year, but we saw SGA in the playoffs. He played really well, almost won a playoff series alongside Chris Paul. To his credit, we've seen CJ McCollum play really well in the playoffs alongside Damian Lillard. To his credit,
CJ McCollum played like dumpster juice in the playoffs.
He has played well in the playoffs. I'm not saying he plays.
And I like CJ. But personally, he plays like dumpster juice in the play.
But he is.
Let's be real.
What I'm saying is, we've seen a playoff series with CJ McCollum. Like, okay, CJ McCollum balled out. He did his thing consistently, but he's done it before. I think Vucevic is the best player on Chicago. Like, I have Vucevic on my list ranked ahead of Zach LaVine. Now, granted, it's not sexy because he's a center, and he's not a center named Joel Embiid or Nikola Jokic, but I think he's vastly underrated as a center.